Hey, welcome to another fine edition of the Post Credits Show. I'm your host, Ronnie Williams.
And I'm now Brown Sugar Pound Cake,
Hey,
aka Geneva.
hey, Geneva, what's happening?
Not much.
So you probably wondering why we haven't done a show in a while. Well, there hasn't been really new movies in theaters, so we decided to take a hiatus until we were, could come up with a reasonable idea to come back. But thanks for joining us once again. And so, yeah, we're changing up the topic a little bit. We're going through every streaming service we can think of to give recommendations. We're not doing deep dives. We're going to try to keep it spoiler free for the most part.
Yep.
But yeah, I have a list of almost every streaming service. Only one of them I didn't actually watch the show, so it should be interesting. Oh, and please chime in if you're watching something great. Please get at us and tell us, what shows are good. And if one of us haven't watched a show, we'll interview the other person about it. So what do you want to start with, Geneva?
Let's start with. Do you want to go from? They're all good, so I can't really say.
No, yeah, this is we're wealth of riches. It's really easy to.
You want to go this first?
Yeah.
Let's go with Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol.
It's my favorite.
So you can find it on DC Universe
Yes.
or HBO Max now.
Yes.
Doom Patrol, very quirky.
It's amazing.
So for those of you who don't know, who's the characters in Doom Patrol?
Okay, so the characters in Doom Patrol, are Cyborg, who's obviously Cyborg, Negative Man, Elastigirl, Beast Boy's in there, Flex, Crazy Jane, Danny the Ambulance, and who am I missing? Did I say Chief? And Chief's daughter, Dorothy.
Right. So, thank you for joining us, Hearts and Noble.
Hi, Noble.
You know
She's
that guy?
excited, my brothers. Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. Let us know what you're watching. Very excited to have you. And if you're, try to stump us too. If there's a streaming service, like there's a few that I know we've missed, and if you say it, I'll be like, you got us. But yeah, what appealed me.
Oh, Robot Man.
Robot Man.
I forgot Robot Man.
Played
How could
by.
I forget? I'm looking right at Brendan Fraser, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I forgot
So
that.
Robot Man, played by Brendan Fraser. He's really good. I've always liked Brendan Fraser. What about you?
It's what? Because his first movie, Encino Man, I saw in the movie theaters with my
Right.
friends. So he just grows on you after the years, and just see him completely out of all of his. What was that? Curious George, The Jungle Book, whatever like those family made
Yeah.
for TV movies were. Oh, it's flipping hilarious.
And his catchphrase is "What the F?"
Always.
Except he says it the fully. We'll try to keep this episode PG.
Yeah, and then Timothy Dalton plays the chief. He's like the mad scientist of the group.
Yeah, Timothy Dalton. You might recognize him from Penny Dreadful.
Yep.
Another good show, totally recommended. I believe my mom and brother just went through the original Penny Dreadful on Netflix.
Oh wow, okay.
So yeah, we'll be peppering in we're reminded of a show on a streaming service. We'll try to do it, and then also we're not going to throw out stuff like if you already have the streaming service, we're not going to say, hey, here's an additional charge.
Yeah.
So Milan would not be on our list because you not only have to have Disney Plus, you have to have an extra $30 to pay for it.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's me and you will go to the drive-in. I think it'll be playing at the drive-in. So
DC Universe, before everybody jumps
Yeah.
on this to watch Doom Patrol because it's amazing. I think it's $7.99 a month. It's no big deal. You get a platinum membership. So back to Doom Patrol. So let me explain Doom Patrol. Let's see my explanation. Doom Patrol is like if the X-Men started from the sewers. They're just a bunch.
The Morlocks.
It's just, it's really interesting. So there's different characters. So Robot Man used to be this cliff dude who's a NASCAR driver.
Mm-hmm.
He gets killed. Chief tries to put him back together and just preserves his brain, puts him in a robot thing.
Mhm.
Then you have Elastigirl, who's played by April Bowlby.
Mhm.
She's amazing. Long experiment thing happened. Well, no, it was an experiment. It was like some freak accident. Something
Right.
leaked into the water. She's a famous 50s movie actress, and like now she's got like these Elastigirl powers.
Right.
But the actress who plays her for that perfect 1950s transitioning out of the golden age of Hollywood acting, she's amazing, and I hope she wins some kind of award. Who else is there? Cyborg's okay. His character's okay. My favorite character is obviously Crazy Jane.
Crazy Jane's
Because
good.
the woman who plays her, Diane Guerrero, who you may know her in the series Orange is the New Black.
Which is another excellent series on Netflix.
She actually brought in or she didn't bring in, I don't know, but the guy from Orange is the New Black who was like the psychologist, Mr. Healy or something.
Mhm.
Excuse my sinuses, everyone. It was either, I think his name was Healy or Heatley. He plays Cliff's dad in Doom Patrol
Oh
series.
yeah.
And when I saw him, I was like, wow, that was kind of cool. But Crazy Jane, she's my favorite. I think her character is she has split personality in 52 different personalities. Each one of those personalities has a superpower. And it's amazing to see Diane play the roles of these different characters. I mean, she's switching it off and on, off and on. Her acting, you could tell she graduated from Juilliard.
Yeah.
I could definitely say that.
Like, if you're a fan of Split,
Yeah.
then I think this character will really speak out to you. So Elastigirl, oddly enough, is my favorite character.
She's an amazing actress. Like,
Right.
she makes you feel like you're in 1950s with Marty McFly.
And something that's a little different with this show is all the characters have a huge history. Like Rita Farr's from the 50s,
Yeah.
but they take it to the present day. So there's just a ton of backstory. Like you don't feel like, they're just making up side narratives. Like a problem with Arrow, if you're a fan of CW's Arrow, like eventually they stopped doing the flashbacks of the island. The island is like the most interesting part.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
And yeah, when he's just surviving, through this island that's like hell, But yeah, once he gets off the island, much like Lost, it's not as good.
Oh, this show's not for children.
No.
So this is not something that you sit down with your 5-year-old or anyone under probably 14. Well, kids are bad anyways.
Yeah.
Sorry, kids. Yeah, this would definitely be rated like NC-17, I would say.
Yeah.
And I think it's season 1, episode 9. It may be a trigger too, because Crazy Jane's character is based around a dissociative identity disorder,
Right.
which was once formerly known as multiple personality disorder. And it shows to me, I thought it was kind of based off of the Trudy Chase story, who was like the multiple personality chick, and like one of the first. And the way she talked about the progressions and them and her army and this, it was just really neat how the writers really researched their DID. Like I was pretty cool with that. I like that.
Yeah.
But how would you describe it? I mean, it's a fun show. If you want awful, dark, funny humor at the wrong times. Like, okay, for example.
Okay.
What made you like the show when you watched the first episode?
First up, dang, it's been a bit. Mr. Nobody. So Alan Tudyk plays the villain of the first season called Mr. Nobody. And at first you're like, oh, that's the character design? Like it's just a guy that's kind of chopped up in glowy pieces. But Alan Tudyk, if you're familiar with The Knight's Tale, he's the redheaded Knight's Tale, and Firefly. He's the funny pilot in Firefly. He does an amazing job.
He's also in Star Trek Discovery, isn't he?
No.
That's not him?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
And see, like, when we get to CBS All Access, I was going to purposely just kind of skip Discovery.
I like it.
You like Discovery? You give it a recommendation?
Yeah, I do. Because I'm not stuck in the past. I'm not here to like judge. I just like to see ideas come to life, and if they're good, they're good. If they're bad,
That's the attitude we should have on the show. Very good, Geneva.
thank you. Yay. But go ahead. Mr. Nobody's pretty cool guy.
Yeah,
I like
Mr.
him.
Nobody's pretty cool. But yeah, once you see what's going on with him, I mean, it's pretty fun.
Yeah. For me, first episode, I almost gave up on it. I was just like, until Crazy Jane's character came and Rita, aka Elastigirl, was talking, and she kind of has that 50s like English accent, something that Noble's good at. And Crazy Jane's walking down the hall, and Rita's like, "Oh, hi, Jane." And then Crazy Jane turns around, looks at her, mocks her in her British accent, was like, "F off and die, Rita. How about that?" And I was like, "Oh, I got to see what's going on with this character."
Right.
Just because I'm messed up like that. But it gets pretty neat. I think to see a group of misfits always come together, and I kind of think of Cliff as, aka Robot Man. It's like the Tin Man with no heart, but he's got a heart, you know?
Yeah.
It's pretty deep. I think it's very well written, and we'll say Ronnie didn't see the season finale, so I can't spoil it. But
Right.
Danny the ambulance is pretty cool because he doesn't really exist. He's just like around. He could be my cop. He could be the microphone. He could be he used to be a street sign.
Yeah.
Remember street sign? So, and that's enough Doom Patrol because I'll talk about how much I love it and in circles. And
Careful banging the table and squeaking the chair.
it's squeaking the chair.
Hearts and Noble said we should review Japan Sinks on Netflix.
Oh, it was on Netflix? I was looking for it everywhere but Netflix.
Oh.
Yes.
You tried to watch it
Yes.
to review it today?
Yes.
Didn't make it though.
I couldn't find it.
Next time though.
Yes.
But Hearts and Noble, if you have a recommendation like why
I don't
people
mean to
should
keep
watch it.
squeaking. It's super squeaky.
It's tough. Try to keep your balance.
Oh. I kind of gained a lot of weight.
So before we leave HBO Max, I happened to catch Watchmen on Hulu. You seen it, Watchmen?
Oh, that was
So Watchmen, like, I stuck to it for a long time. It wasn't until they got to the Hooded Justice flashback episode that I was like all in. Like, you find out Hooded Justice's full story, and it's amazing. So yeah, Watchmen. If you got HBO Max,
they pulled it.
What?
They pulled it.
I mean,
but it's still a good watch. Actually, you know what? Watch The Watchmen. Watch my face. Watch The Watchmen. Fall in love with it, and hopefully get them to get a season 2. It was amazing.
Well, here's the thing. Like, it really felt like a one and done miniseries. There was a cliffhanger, you know.
He never did the cliffhanger. He did that on purpose.
Huh?
He did that on purpose. Mad at him too. So.
I mean, it's hard having one of your main characters become a Deus Ex Machina. I think they achieved what they wanted to achieve in the first season, and it's golden. Like, I'd much rather separate seasons that don't connect whatsoever than a show that Miranders.
Yeah, well, HBO is willing to do, but they don't want to do it without the main writer. And I would love to see that come back, like what happened after that. But he purposely did that cliffhanger the way he did. But Watchmen was absolutely excellent.
Right.
Excellent, very historical, and I will not bring up why they were okay with getting rid of it because of unfortunate circumstances in the IRL present.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it.
But yeah, Watchmen's a good watch. Do you want to do some rapid fire?
What's rapid fire?
I don't know. I'm going to throw out stuff.
All right.
So Apple TV Plus, I've never seen anything on there.
I've never seen anything on there.
I'm not an Apple person, so I don't have a way to get it free. But I've heard Defending Jacob's good.
I'll check that out.
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
Because it's with Chris.
Try not to squeak.
Chris Evans. But yeah, seems really good. The Office Ladies podcast I'm listening to.
Is it any good?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey, Pam and Angela from the show, The Office. And they break down episodes and give you behind-the-scenes stuff.
Oh.
Like you find out what was in Pam's letter.
Oh.
And stuff like that. And they do deep dives. Like, I wanted to take one of the stories from it where Pam and her, Jenna Fisher goes to Ireland and with her husband, and they're trying to stay up so they can adjust to the new time zone when they're on vacation, right? So they enter this poker tournament just to stay up, not thinking they'll win. They both get really far, and Jenna Fisher ends up winning.
Oh, I've only watched a few episodes of The Office.
Oh, yeah. It's one of my mom's go-to shows when she's getting ready for bed.
Yes.
Calms her.
See, my mom recommended The Watchmen for me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, moms know what shows are good for their kids, I think. But yeah, Office is still on Netflix. Eventually it'll move over to, I believe, the Peacock. Peacock is NBC's streaming service.
Oh, okay.
And just for this show, I checked out the Peacock. It's free with ads. So, I mean, yeah, so you could be watching the Peacock right now, and I was looking through, and Fried Green Tomatoes was on there, and I'm like, oh, I'm totally recommending
Isn't
that.
that the classic?
But here's the thing with movies on streaming service, like, back in the day, movies were made by anybody, so not these places are trying to circle their wagons, get everything they own on only their streaming service, right? So with movies, you got to get on it, So Fried Green Tomatoes, as of right now, there's only 21 days left. So end of next month, it's going to be gone. Jamie Donahue says the Peacock is already watching you. Oh boy. Very good point, Donahue. And thank you for joining us. If you have any suggestions on what to watch on streaming, or if you want to stump us with a streaming service we hadn't heard of.
YouTube TV.
Ooh.
I actually like YouTube TV. I like YouTube TV because it goes with anything that's a smartphone, television. It doesn't have, because YouTube will play, like, for example, Netflix the app, It will play under, like, the lowest of low bandwidth. Like, it'll still play, the buffering's good. YouTube's better than Spectrum, so I kiss Spectrum goodbye. And it's just, I mean, let's talk about YouTube.
Yeah, let's talk about YouTube.
What did you like on YouTube?
So Legend of Neil is finally on YouTube.
What is that about?
So it's a web series based on the original Legend of Zelda. So Neil gets sucked into the video game, and it's like really crummy costumes and sets at first. And so like they basically just put like crepe paper all over their apartment and shot like cave scenes with Old Man. The guy they get to play Old Man is really funny. Comedy Central, it was like in the early days of web series, they're like, oh, we're going to pump a ton of money in here and make this worthwhile. And so it was only on Comedy Central's website for a long time. And now it's finally been able to be put on YouTube. So, no excuses. And it just gets better and better. They have a musical episode. Felicia Day's in it. Yeah, she plays the fairy.
That's hilarious.
She's really good in it. And the guy who plays Zabu in The Guild is the writer-creator.
Oh.
Yeah. And he plays a parody of Harry Potter in it. Like, there's quite a few parodies in it. There's the Glofus, where, it's like Ganon is the Office, and Blight is Dwight. It's a pretty special show. I totally recommend. And there's even a musical episode where they sing different songs. And it's just interesting how they progress through the levels and stages. Like the first one, he's like stuck behind a pillar the whole time, and he's just talking to the monster, and they start to, sympathize with each other. So yeah, Legend of Neil's one of my picks on YouTube. What do you got? And Jamie, I still say you chime in as well.
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai, please tell.
Cobra Kai.
What about Cobra Kai?
First of all, let's get comfortable without the squeaking.
Okay.
Wait. That's squeaky. WD-40 maybe.
Yes.
So Cobra Kai is obviously what it is. It's the spin-off of the Karate Kids movies.
What's Karate Kid?
What?
With Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan?
No, I don't even have holy water to throw on you right now. That was...
I'm just messing with you. Jamie, I'm heckling better than you. No,
it's fine.
Yeah, Joe Macchio, right?
Yes, Ralph Macchio.
Ralph Macchio from My Cousin Vinny.
I don't know you anymore. Yes.
Also on Hulu.
And
currently on Hulu.
So it gives you the perspective of actually how the movies were supposed to be written, or how you were supposed to view the movies.
Oh.
So actually, Daniel's the douchebag. It shows in the movies it was Daniel was the douchebag and Johnny was doing what was right. And even though he was standing up for himself, doing what it was right, he was still outcasted as the badass causing the problems, and it wasn't. And here it is in the present day, and they're like in their 50s. LaRusso, aka Daniel's son, he's a successful car salesman. Excuse my sinuses.
You're good.
And Johnny's just a carpenter. That's what he does. He lives in a one-bedroom apartment, and it's from that incident in high school where he stole his girlfriend and this and that. It ruined Johnny. Drinks a lot, but he decides to resurrect his dojo, start his own dojo, and there's a lot of guest appearances from everyone in from the previous two movies and stuff.
Hilary Swank?
No.
Oh.
I have holy water at Belinda's house. Belinda, I need that holy water.
So Cobra Kai is worth watching?
Absolutely.
Would you say it's a drama?
I would say it's a comedy drama.
Okay.
I would absolutely say it was a comedy drama, but when you're an 80s kid and you grew up with the Karate Kid, you'll just be like, wow, LaRusso was a jerk.
Cool. Just don't bang the table so much. Hold this pen.
There you go. Well, I'm trying not to squeak, so I'm like holding my balance.
Yeah. So it's all good.
But Cobra Kai, so that's your assignment for, I'd say, the next 2 weeks. Just catch a couple episodes. It's pretty good, and it's absolutely hilarious because no mercy.
Can I Jamie Donahue's asking, what is a ute? Is it a type of instrument or hut? A tent? We don't know what a ute is, Jamie.
A ute? A yeet? Yeet?
Nah.
No?
Okay. Who knows who this guy is? So on YouTube, there's a channel called Defunct Land, which started off as just talking about closed down amusement rides. And he got better and better at making these video essays and the history behind just, attractions that have changed or disappeared. Like France's Space Mountain. It used to be like a shot to the moon themed, and then they got, reskinned as a Star Wars thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so a lot of interesting stuff there. And then he started to branch out into Defunctland TV for, shows that have ended. And then he did a 6-part Jim Henson series. And it's amazing. It goes through his earliest works, and it's astounding how he got a start. Like, he was in college and making bank, doing this little 5-minute show on a local TV station. It's just astounding how Jim Henson got his start.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so that the first chunk is about that, and then it goes into Sesame Street. Sesame Street looked way different when they first did it. Like Oscar the Grouch is orange.
Yeah.
Big Bird is very slim. And yeah, I think him and Oz did the voices of Bert and Ernie.
Yes.
And yeah, so, I had no idea Jim Henson did the voice of Ernie for years and years. And so it just goes by through the lens of the different shows that were going on at the time. They go through the Muppet Show, Fraggle Rock, and Muppet Babies. And then, like, the final days of Jim Henson, there was a Jim Henson Hour. And so they're just going through all these different shows and all the people that he gathered around him, all this talent.
Oh, wow.
And all the movies he made, and, how he got involved with Star Wars. And, it goes through, like, how all these deals came about. Like, oh, Jamie likes Defunctland. That's cool.
Right.
If you can chime in with, Ute. Ute's from My Cousin Vinny.
Oh.
Ute. What's a Ute?
Oh.
Youths. Yo, okay. Sorry, Jamie. You got me there.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
But yeah, Jamie, if you could tell us some of your favorite Defunctland closed attractions, that'd be great. Second season's all about, like, he has seasons on Defunctland eventually, and season 2 of Defunctland's all about Eisner's decisions with Disneyland and the Disney amusement parks. So it's very interesting because Disney at the time, the movies were just astronomically good.
And we're talking about
the Golden Age.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like, so Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast. I mean, just hit after hit. Yet the parks were struggling.
Well, even Sword in the Stone, they did Robin Hood.
Right. Well,
Bambi, like, unbelievable. And even prior to that, when they were still doing the black and whites I almost said it like computers. I don't know what it is in pictures, but I know in a computer or game, it's the 2D scroll. Like, they just all went that way. Would that be the same for movies?
What?
The film? Like, the cartoons would only go this way?
Oh.
Disney, the very first Disney cartoons.
Yeah. Nickelodeon machines or...
Oh, I have no idea.
So yeah, Jamie's chiming in. Eisner came in and restructured things at the park, and the Kevin Perger is the guy behind Defunctland. He really dives into how, he's trying to make it for older crowds at Disneyland, like teenagers. He really wanted teenagers to think it was cool, and so, like, Alien Encounter was one of the ideas, just odd stuff, and that eventually got reskinned as, like, Lilo and Stitch Alien Encounter or something. And it's funny to see things get reskinned. Like, the thing that got me onto the show was the Monsters Inc. ride is actually a reskin of Hollywood Celebrity Limo Ride. And some of it's really weird. Like, they just use the animatronics, and they're really like bobblehead looking celebrities in it, like Drew Carey and Jackie Chan's on ropes, and they just put them in the hazmat suits for Monsters Inc.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What are Nickelodeon machines?
I think they're so they have a strip of animation, and you rotate it, and there's little slots, and if you look through the slots, it makes it animate.
Oh, okay. That's what okay. I know what that is. Oh,
and Jamie thinks the Lilo and Stitch ride closed down too. So yeah, Defunctland, it's on YouTube, it's free. You don't need subscribership. Is Cobra Kai still behind a paywall?
I don't know, because Cobra Kai is now being moved over to Netflix. So right now, if you were to watch Cobra Kai, I think it's available on Netflix. I could be wrong. If it's not,
I don't think it is yet.
TV. But they picked up the season 3, and I'm very excited. Very, very excited.
Cool.
I can hear my sinuses. I feel so. I'm whispering. They can hear me.
Huh. Sorry, my mom was talking. I should be more. It's been a while since we've done a show. Yeah, when Geneva was talking about the left to right. Oh,
The 2D scroll on the old original Disney cartoons.
Yeah.
Kind of like the call. Okay. Yeah, I'll figure it out. We should make one.
okay. So, any other YouTube shows recommend quickfire?
I think it was it. I just like Cobra Kai. It's nostalgic.
Hulu. Hulu's big. I watched quite a few of their newer stuff. Not what I'd recommend. Inexplicably, Homeland's on there right now.
I don't know what that is.
So it's a Showtime show. Like, I haven't seen a ton of Showtime, but a lot of their shows I'm very interested. Like Ray Donovan, he's like a fixer for the mob. You know, just very interesting stuff, and it's on there. Go see. You know, right now, go see it. Like these prestigious cable shows, I think they're throwing like for a couple months on Netflix their high-end shows. Like before HBO Max launched, they put on Sopranos, Veep, and Silicon Valley, all shows that have finished but are high prestige.
Okay.
So they're trying to say, hey, this is what's out there. You know, come to HBO, you'll get more of this. And I think that's what Showtime's doing. You know, they're flirting with that. If you're gonna watch Homeland, get on it. You know, because when cable shows throw it onto a different network, you know, or streaming site, they're not there long. Like I barely caught Get Shorty from Epix when they threw it on to Netflix.
Oh wow.
I'm not sure if it's still on there, but if you have Epix, see Get Shorty. It's Ray Romano and Chris O'Dowd at their pinnacles. They are just killing it on that show.
And is it like a comedy drama?
Yeah, comedic drama. Chris O'Dowd plays a gangster type, and to save his life, he pitches this cockamamie idea to produce a movie to this gangster woman who's about to kill him. And so now he has to make this movie work. And he has no idea how the industry works whatsoever. And he's just strong-arming people every step of the way to get this period piece movie made.
All right, I'll try it.
Yeah.
I'll try it. So Jamie's saying, like, for Defunct Land, what about the abandoned stuff by Bright Sun Films channel?
Huh?
The Bright Sun Films channel?
Bright Sun's?
Jamie was saying, it's my sinuses, I'm sorry. Do you watch the abandoned stuff by Bright Sun Film channels?
I have not. There's another amusement park channel I watch. I can't remember. They did a crossover with Defunct Land. But yeah, I'll have to look into Bright Sun Films channel. So yeah, Jamie agrees with me. Yes, I do watch Abandoned. Yeah, Jamie, that's the one. Abandoned. They talk about like abandoned amusement parks, like Nickelodeon's hotel, where they had like a giant slime dump thing.
Okay.
So yeah.
But it's not better. Okay. No, I've never seen that. Not my thing. Oh, What We Do in the Shadows is on Hulu.
Oh yeah. So What We Do in the Shadows, an FX show. So FX, it's weird. FX got bought out by Disney along with the Fox deal. It used to be FX. All that stuff ended up on Netflix, except for the longest time, Fargo. Like Fargo was on and off there so quickly, it was astounding. And now Fargo's back on Netflix. I recommend Fargo, this TV series, especially seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'm just really trying not to squeak.
It's all right. It's all right.
I'm sorry. I'm squeaky McSqueaky.
The reason my mom isn't chiming in, apparently there's a huge storm right now in Iowa.
Oh no.
Like a historical storm. So people in the Midwest.
Nibbles in the Midwest.
Yeah, please be careful.
Definitely be careful. And stay away from Carol Baskins. I refuse to watch that. Did you watch Tiger King?
Oh, I watched it. That's why I wore the shirt. I feel like this is my Tiger King shirt because it's kind of crocodilian.
I chimed in with the memes, but like making memes, but I just didn't watch it. I just like comedies, so
Yeah.
I like comedy, dramas, psycho thrillers,
So,
and I'm just trying to think. I'm a little more limited because like there was nothing really out there.
right. Well, I pulled
You
some
know?
oldies too, like CBS All Access. I was just gonna say, watch The Next Generation,
Definitely
Star
What We
Trek.
Do in the Shadows. I actually introduced Ronnie into What We Do in the Shadows, and it's
I was watching it before you.
of the series.
Yes.
Oh, I was there when the series first started.
Well, yeah, I was
Oh,
watching.
oh, oh.
Well, when it ended up on a streaming service, that's when I started watching it.
Okay.
But I was really into the movie, and so it was hard for me to jive with the new show.
Okay, yeah. As soon as the show, when they finally released it, I was like, "Is this happening?" And they're like, "It's happening."
Mm-hmm.
And so, for those who don't know, it's just a mockumentary. Again, not for children under the age of 12, maybe 13, PG-13 in some episodes. But it's a mockumentary on these 4 vampires that were supposed to take over New York. They didn't. They got it's Staten Island, isn't it?
Yeah, they just
Staten Island,
were
3
lazy.
blocks.
Yeah.
3 blocks.
And I don't think they really have those 3
I don't
blocks.
think so either. But it's for a good laugh and to see. It's just because I'm a Trailer Park Boys fan and I love mockumentaries, and it was just so sad to see this great show. They finally got their own rights. They were doing their own thing, and then like everything for them went wrong. Mr. Leahy passed away.
Oh.
Bubbles got in trouble here in LA, and like it was just a mess.
Oh.
You know, so
I didn't know any of that.
Huge fan. My friend Tommy actually looks like Bubbles when we were kids.
Okay.
I got a video. He came out with his glasses. I was like, dude, why do you still have those? And he put on this, I don't even know where he got that plaid shirt from. This is like a couple years ago. And we were trying to pawn him off too, Trailer Park Boys. Like, look, here's Bubbles' long lost love child, you know, and like have Tommy as a special, because they look identical. This is a good one.
Okay.
And I think we saved the best for last. I'm sorry, guys, my sinuses, can you hear they're going more and more?
Yes, the best for last. Catch 22.
The best for last. Very quickly.
Catch 22.
I didn't see what's that about.
It's on Hulu. It's a mini series. It should have won all the Emmys, but it got buried by Chernobyl, the mini series. So it's about bombers during World War II, and like the guy you're seeing on screen, his nickname's Yo-Yo, and like he's just obsessed with the ridiculous of the military. Like they set a quota and then they keep moving it back, so he'll always be in the military. And he's like, I should be going home. Yeah, and so it's just him combating with that the whole time as his friend. He keeps losing friends, and so it's very dramatic at times, very comedic at times. George Clooney is producer. I mean, they put all the effort into it, and then nobody saw it, and it's on Hulu forever.
So it impressed me like 1913.
You mean 1917?
Yeah, I said it.
Yes, I think it. Yeah, right on par with 1917.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my real quick thing for Catch 22. Anything else? Oh, Death Note. Give it a watch.
I mean, Death Note. I mean, that's just.
I believe it's still on Netflix, and that's our Crunchyroll. I assume it's on Crunchyroll. That's what someone could have stumped us with. I'm not watching Crunchyroll.
Well, you have to pay for the commercials to go away, or it's very annoying.
Oh, I didn't know there was a free version. Oh, and Jamie, thank you for saying my mom stays safe.
Sure.
And he said they did a New Jersey mall near his old apartment. I'll have to look that up. I'm wondering what amusement parky's thing was about that New Jersey mall.
Well, I like amusement parks, but I'm not. Disney's just too much. Disney's just too much.
The pizza
Disney's
place.
listening.
No, there's a pizza place next door. They dropped their pallet of pickles that they put on their pizza.
We have to go save them.
No, you can have the pickles.
Thank you. I definitely will. Not arguing there. Go
ahead.
We just start
Just
talking
fight
about
through it.
Disney. It's like boom, boom. So I'm gonna watch Catch 22.
Cool.
What else did we not
Cover yet?
We're just so excited to be here. Like,
Yeah.
it's been forever. No yawning in baseball.
the American Dream Mall in Meadowlands. All right, I'll have to look that up, Jamie. And if there's anything that we mentioned, Jamie's eating a pickle in honor of us, or
All
you
right,
specifically.
kosher deal.
The Vast Night on Amazon Prime. It's the only new movie that I recommend right now.
Okay.
No, Onward. I caught Onward in theaters, and that's my Disney Plus pick.
Oh, we saw High Note. We'll do that for next. We'll through that movie.
Oh yeah, we did see High Note.
We saw that at the drive-in, which was pretty good. We'll talk about that. And do you want to save Stargirl for
Yeah,
next one? Cause
I haven't seen
see it.
Stargirl. Is it a CW show?
No. I don't know.
I swear it's on CW.
I
right
think
now.
it might be on CW, but I know it's on DC Universe. I highly recommend this show because it's actually adult friendly. It's how can I explain? If you have teenagers, 12-year-olds, 10-year-olds, and if you sat down and watched it, I think the whole family would enjoy. It's a teen drama. Is from what the description says, and it's pretty good. They pretty much resurrected a terrible comic book. Luke Wilson's in it. Luke Wilson, Owen Wilson's brother's in it.
My favorite Wilson. I prefer the Wilson.
So it's pretty. We'll save that. But I do want to say, because he's not a huge comic book fan, as I am, and I just want to say,
I'm a comic book, television, and movie fan.
Yeah.
I'm not reading.
Yeah, but here's the cool thing with Stargirl. So if you want to impress somebody with your knowledge of DC, in the season finale, which was awful because it was Sunday instead of Saturday, and then they made it like 2 hours later than what it was supposed to be. I was losing my mind. Yeah, because it's season finale. So what they did is they do this cut scene where you see the front of a movie theater. And in front of the movie theater, it says now playing The Haunted Tank. And they did that probably about 3 or 4 times, specifically showing that. And for those of you that don't know, The Haunted Tank. Yeah, see? The Haunted Tank.
Wow, Jamie loves all my points. He says Luke Wilson is superior Wilson.
Yeah, definitely. Wilson. He sounds like he has sinuses like me all the time.
Ooh,
he does.
Tough
he
burn.
does. So the Haunted Tank is actually based off of Jeb Stuart, who was a famous Confederate general during the Civil War who lost in Gettysburg. So I'm a little curious to why DC did that, because why, what's the purpose of giving them a shout out? Is that them saying, learn the history of the Civil War? Because, we're going, there's some stuff going on. But I thought that was pretty cool. So Jeb just haunts this tank, and he's in World War II now, and he's just helping everybody kick ass as it goes. But it's pretty neat, and they do a lot of it's like historical and fiction. It's pretty cool. And then they did a shout out to Pizza My Mind.
Seems like DC has found a niche with these obscure, Guardians of the Galaxy type characters, not so popular. They're giving them a historical background.
They made fun of Stripesy for 4 or 5 episodes.
They're
like, what was Pat, Courtney's dad, Stargirl's dad?
Okay.
What? You don't know the character?
I haven't seen Stargirl.
Oh! I thought you saw the
last
episode.
Nothing.
What was the one that
Not a single minute.
Oh, I didn't ruin anything.
I saw a stunt. Oh, another thing on YouTube, Stuntmen React. That's a good show.
I just hosted a watch party for my streamers, Milk, and we watched Clerks 2. And then after I realized, I don't think this is age too late.
Oh, yeah, that's
Clerks.
definitely not appropriate.
Yeah, but you know what? Kevin Smith is amazing.
I like a lot of Kevin Smith stuff. But yeah, so Vast Night, set in the 50s. It's on Amazon Prime. It's about a radio DJ who gets a caller and there's like weird happenings and they think there might be an alien invasion going on and they're investigating. So very cute show on Amazon Prime. I mean, a movie. Go watch it if you have Amazon Prime. And I got through my list pretty good. Take a screen grab. People who know technologies. But yeah. And
I only stuck with Oh, and then the only other thing I watched was the Harlequin series.
Oh, on DC Universe.
Yeah, DC Universe, and it's also on FX. I think it's FX. The Harlequin series is absolutely amazing. If Poison Ivy, you've seen it too. We watched that, okay. So Poison Ivy, I think, is hilarious. They make the characters like not what you would think. Like, for example, Bane is a putz.
Yeah.
Bane is a big, whiny crybaby. Oh, let me hug you. Like, there's just some things that just don't go. But it's hilarious.
Yeah, he's the Jerry of the group.
It works. And they actually focus on, why I liked it was because they actually focused on the toxic relationship that Joker and Harley had.
Right.
Because that was a big complaint with the movies and the comics. Like, this is abusive, you don't do this, don't do that. So they cleaned it up and they made it great. And I'm not going to ruin it. But I will say the episode 11, it's the one before the last episode where Ivy's doing the marriage thing. There's this scene that I can really, really relate to.
Okay.
Yeah, the scene I could really relate to. It's when they go on the Amazon island, and she's having the bachelorette party.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And they wake up in bed and it's like, what did I tell you? No, this cannot happen. This cannot happen again. Oh, it's funny. Very funny.
Jamie's recommending Pan y Cicro with Diego Luna on NPR. It's on Amazon Prime, apparently.
Okay.
Thanks for that, Jamie. Maybe copy and paste it for those of you from the live comments.
Yeah. Okay. I need to learn that stuff.
Yep. So yeah, let's wrap this baby up.
We're so excited. I'm sorry, guys. Like, my sinuses just went.
Yeah. It's nice to be back, and there's so much good stuff to watch. I'm excited for The Boys season 2 coming to Amazon Prime.
See, is that something I should get into?
Because it's what a lot of superhero, it's kind of like the Watchmen movie. Like, all superheroes are dicks, and with absolute power corrupts absolutely is totally it. And it gives you a lot of perspectives. It's making fun of the Justice League quite a bit.
Okay.
Aquaman's called The Deep.
I have those graphic novels.
Oh,
and
you
I
do?
was I have them all, not all of them. I have the first maybe 10. And I was really, really, really thrown off because I'm new to California.
Mm-hmm.
One of the employees immediately went to pornographic stuff, and he's like, the boys, oh, you got to do this. And I just felt uncomfortable on that level of sexual talk. It's like, dude, there's kids in your shop. Like, how old do you think we are?
Yeah.
And then when I took it home and read it, I was infuriated. I was like, if I wanted to read that, it was just, so that for me is my negative association with that. Was that comic book, the employee. I'm just like, do you talk to all your customers that look?
Well, I'll win you over with one phrase.
Okay.
Carl Urban.
Okay.
The actor Carl Urban is so good.
All right. But they don't go to the islands and fake to go have the orgies?
I don't know what you're talking about, and we'll just move past it.
Move past it. Oh, yeah, sorry.
So yeah, there's a lot of recommendations. Please feel free to give us your recommendations, and any of these shows you want us to do a deeper dive on, like our older episodes, spoilery, episode, please let us know. Thank you for joining us as always.
Yeah,
And
this is our longest show. We're excited, and then like I don't know what to say. I'm nervous too. I'm like I want to talk about so much, but when we come back, we'll definitely talk. I want to do the high note.
Okay.
We'll definitely talk about the high note, and if you have the luxury of being able to go to a drive-in, see if you guys can go like
I think they
during
dumped
the
it onto Hulu for free.
Oh.
Well, if you have Hulu.
Or just try driving like if you can. You know, do it the old school way. Throw everybody into the trunk of the car. You know?
Oh, Jamie. Oh, Jamie.
My face went red.
Thank you for joining us so much,
Yes.
Jamie.
Yes, yes.
Spread the word. Get us out there. You can always reach us at Post Credits Show on both Instagram and Twitter.
Or you can just call me and be like, hey, girl.
But yeah, thank you for joining us and love you, Mom.